What's going on, everybody? So first and foremost, if you think that you and your organization need some help with financial literacy, especially when it comes to building their network marketing business, I really would appreciate it if you share this with somebody. That costs you nothing, and it's literally going to change people's lives. So that would be step one, and I know I'm going to get rolling on this, and so I'm going to do the fan of the week right now, and then there will be a fan of the week on Instagram as well. If you are the Instagram fan of the week, just DM me when you see your review. I will give you $50, and Fraser Brooks is matching it this episode, so that'll be $100 for whoever the fan of the week is. So make sure you're leaving your 5-star reviews. So today's 5-star review, and then we're going to roll, is by Hey, It's E with a heart. 5 stars, fire, fire, fire. This woman drops actual bombs every time she opens her mouth. If you have a business, this podcast is for you. Take the time to implement what she says, and it will, beyond a shadow of a doubt, change your life with a heart. So I appreciate you. You are the fan of the week, and we're going to roll. So I'm excited about this. Financial literacy is something I'm very passionate about because a lot of my friends are in tremendous amounts of debt, and I'm actually going to hit you with a statistic really quickly, which is that over 80% of American adults are in debt. And over half of those people, or half of Americans, own a credit card that is in debt, with the average credit card debt per household being $8,284. Now, might not sound like that much money, but $8,284 with compounded interest on top of it. And if I've already lost you, stay tuned. That's really dangerous. And so I want to talk about how network marketing can help you, and then some ways to actually utilize your money and then make some financial decisions. So like I said, make sure you share this with somebody. So I'm going to kind of jump in right away, which the first thing that I will say as a network marketer is you're very smart for being a network marketer. A lot of you have money issues because you have cash flow issues, okay? Cash flow is the money you have available to spend or to save. And once you've established that your cash flow is increasing, it allows you to do things like create an emergency fund, like we're going to talk about, create maybe a debt paying off strategy, which we're going to talk about investments that you can get involved with, etc. So the key, of course, to cash flow is finding ways to make more money, which if you are already in a network marketing business, congratulations, you are more intelligent than the average person. And we're going to kind of talk about that. So there are some ways to increase your cash flow, of course, that I'm going to discuss, but I really suggest that you start paying attention to needs versus wants. This is a big thing. I think a lot of you, and by think, it's a no. I know a lot of you and a lot of your teams and a lot of people that you are associating with, it's like everything is a need. You don't actually need to get your nails and hair and lashes and tan and massage and facial and Botox and whatever done all the time. It's not a need, but for some reason you're treating it like a need. Like, you might need to get ugly for a couple of months to catch up on stuff. There's no shame in that. Some of you think you need the fancy house, you need the fancy cars, you need the fancy clothes, you need the fancy shoes, you need to fly first class. No, you don't. You probably should take a bus. You probably should cut back on expenses like that. You might not need the Mercedes. You might need the Honda or whatever. I don't know. Like, you need to cut back on things you see as needs. I don't even care if you decide to Uber and save yourself some money so you're not paying car insurance, you're not paying a car payment, you're not paying for gas, you're not paying for anything. Like, pay attention to your expenses. This is actually really, really important. I would suggest you take, are you writing notes? I hope you're writing notes. I would really suggest you take out your credit card statements, your bank statements, and I would write down the things that you're paying for every single month. Where is your money going every single month as an expense? How much is your mortgage costing? How much are your car payments costing? What is your electric bill? What is your gas bill? What is your TV bill? What are your subscriptions? My God, I think I'm gonna talk about subscriptions later. Like, I'll talk about it right now. Forget it. Cancel that crap. Like, you don't need a Birchbox, an Ipsy box, a Go Glam Girl, like whatever the heck you're, whatever the boys are, BarkBox, I don't know. Whatever men are subscribing to also, cancel them. You don't need them. You don't need Netflix. That's $14 a month. If you think $14 a month is not a lot of money, multiply it by 12 months, then multiply it by 5 years that you've had it, 10 years you've had it for. Tell me it's not a lot of money. Cancel this stuff. Like, you don't need it. If we're trying to tackle our debts, if we're trying to tackle our expenses, pay attention to what you actually need versus what you actually want. And be proactive about this. I've always suggested maybe writing a game plan to spend less money than you're actually earning, because some of you are just going more and more into debt. And it just takes me back to 9 years ago, when I wasn't in debt, I was just going more and more broke every single month. It was hacking away at my savings, just living. And it was just because I had a car payment, and then I had to drive all the way a 2-hour commute every day. It was all of these little things were compounding, and I would really encourage you to do what I did, which is then make another secondary source of income, which is what I did when I joined my first direct sales business. But I did that because I wrote everything out, and I realized there's literally no way with the salary I'm making for me to spend less than I earn. And so if that's you, you need to find ways to make money. You need to find ways, whether that's an at-home business, whether that's flipping things from a garage sale, which whatever, like you've got to find ways to use Facebook Marketplace, get a whole bunch of stuff for free, and then sell it on eBay or flip it on Marketplace or do a yard sale of your own. Okay? I really highly encourage you to just get yourself unstuck. Okay? And so we're going to talk about that. Some practical options to get cash flow unstuck. Number one, get yourself a side hustle. Maybe that is a network marketing job. Quit giving up on your network marketing career. All right? Yes, it's a side hustle. I get it, but stop it. So many of you are giving up, and I really hate that. It drives me nuts. So earning additional income, especially in this gig economy, is really almost always a quicker way to reach your financial goals than just trying to spend less. Like a lot of you are going to have a hard time spending less, but you can think of ways to get a side gig, whether that's your network marketing business, whether that is Uber or Lyft, whether that is Uber Eats, whether that is nannying, whether that is Rover.com, walking dogs. Like when people are broke and they're always broke, I just want to shake you because I'm just going to say it. It's your fault. It's your fault you're broke. You're literally not trying. You're not. Did you turn off the podcast? Don't run away. I love you. But really, it's your fault. It's you. Look in the mirror. Go ahead. Pull the visor down from your car. Look yourself in the eyes. You're poor because of your own decisions. Okay? Like, start your business. All right? I love network marketing because it's such a low-cost opportunity. You can be very much so a part-time entrepreneur and leverage hours outside of your day job. You know, do the toilet technique I talked about, do whatever. And of course, maybe eventually you're able to transition away from employment to being full-time in your business, which of course I'm very blessed happened to me. But some of you, like, you're not thinking about selling sandwiches or water bottles on, you know, when it's hot outside or whatever it is. I'm just going to be the one to tell you. And then let's kind of roll into this, all right? I want you to, first of all, know what you owe. Second of all, stop making late payments. Okay, how many of you are paying fees? Don't lie to me. How many of you are paying fees on stuff? I want you to call your banks. I want you to get your fees back. I want you to get your credit card fees back. I want you to get your late fees back. Just call them and tell them you're going to move your money. I'm going to take my money somewhere else. They'll drop your fees, okay? Target debt one debt at a time. Okay, write that down. One debt at a time, one credit card at a time. And I'm going to say this again because some of you didn't do it. Log onto your Netflix account and turn it off. Log into your Netflix account and cancel it. Cancel. Why do you have an Amazon Prime subscription for $99 a year when your best friend does too? She lives 5 minutes down the road. Use her Amazon Prime. Get with it. All right, so I want to roll into some more stuff now. Do not live beyond your means. Now, this is interesting because what a lot of people do in network marketing is you look around and you keep up with the Joneses. And this is not what you need to do when you start making money, when you're paying down debts. And if you are making more money and you're not in debt, awesome. I already said in this podcast, I was not in debt. But even though I was not in debt, you still need to not live beyond your means, which is what a lot of you are doing. I don't care if you're making $5,000 a month. You cannot justify Gucci shoes at $5,000 a month. I would argue you can't justify Gucci shoes at $10,000 a month. Maybe even 15, okay? Gucci belts and all that. What are you doing? That is literally beyond your means, okay? So don't live beyond your means. Don't pay for the hotel suite when the hotel room sharing it with 4 people is just fine. Don't have the fancy clothes when, again, it's beyond your means and you just saw somebody with a Versace sweater, so you have to have a Versace sweater too. Okay? Don't be that person. Don't live beyond your means. You don't need the fancy car. You don't need the fancy clothes. You don't need the fancy house. All right? My next thing with this is I don't want you paying for things that are ridiculous. So in your business, I've still built this business with no paid ads. I'm waiting on the day. I have to learn it, I feel like, before I start pulling the the trigger on some of this, but a lot of you are paying for things that you don't need to pay for. You don't need to pay for Facebook ads. You don't need to pay for ClickFunnels. You don't need to pay for ridiculous things that don't build your influence. You need to work on building your influence right now. That's going to take your consistency. That's not going to take your money. So trust your intuition on that. If it feels weird, it's probably weird. And just build your business, okay? So don't pay for things you don't need to pay for. I want you to think of those things. What are things you've paid for that you don't need to pay for? All right? I teach our team this all the time. And so I'm sorry if you're not part of our team. I'm also sorry if your company doesn't have a car bonus. If your company has a car bonus, you need to use that to fix your debts and fix your credit. And if that made no sense to you, you really need to listen to more of the People's Mentor, okay? So you need to be utilizing your company's bonuses to fix your credit. I had a woman on our team from Minnesota who refused to listen to me with a few things. I told her stop trying to buy a house, and I told her to stop trying and she needed to take the car payment. And she said, I want to buy a house. I was like, that's ridiculous. No. You don't need to tie up all your money, all your earthly money into a down payment for a house. You need to rent a house. And then she said, I don't know if I can get the car. My credit's so bad. I said, I don't care if you take the worst interest rate ever. I don't care if you've got a 15% interest in that car. It is literally free. Let our company pay for you to drive that car and also fix your credit. Because the way credit works is if you are paying every single month that payment right on time, and again, it's not your money, it's the company's money, you are literally repairing your credit every single month, making it easier for you to get into rental properties, easier for you to buy houses, hopefully for investments. I don't believe in buying a house you live in. We can talk about that another day if that freaks you out. If it freaks you out, screenshot this and put it in your Instagram story. I'm just curious. But utilize things the company has going for you to fix your debts. Car bonuses are a great example. Some of you have companies that have lifestyle bonuses. I would encourage you to do the same thing. Find something that requires you to have your credit run that your company then will pay for every single month. I think this is huge. So use your company's bonuses to fix your debts. Okay. Now, before you quit, like some of you are making $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month. Look, that's amazing. I still don't recommend you quit your job until you have 6 months saved up for no matter what happens. I think what happens is a lot of people make that big check, that $3, $5, $10, $20, $50,000. One time, they get excited, they spend a little bit of money to keep up with the Joneses, and then when the next month isn't as big, or the next few months aren't as big, or whatever happens to happen is not as big, I really feel like a lot of you are very quick to quit your job. And I'm not going to be the one to recommend that. I would recommend to have 6 months saved up. So if your monthly expenses are $5,000 a month, I suggest you have $30,000 saved for just in case something happens. Then it allows you to pivot and then rebuild your business if something crashes, if a line leaves, if whatever happens. You can call this an emergency fund, whatever. But really, I think too many network marketers are so quick to pull the gun on that. And the exception to that would be if you're just somebody maybe you have some Jessie Lee DNA in you and you're just an aggressor and you're just, I don't even care. There's just no way. And yes, all right, I made $3,000 last month, but I don't care. I'm making $5,000 this next month, and you make 5, and then the next month you make 7, the next month you make 9, and then you explode, and then you're making $100,000 a month. Like, all right, well then quit your job. That's fine. All right. And that kind of goes back to living below your means. If you look at the way I live right now and my monthly expenses, it's very low. It's very, very low compared to a lot of people who make anyway. There are people on our team, and no one on our team makes money like I make, right? Who are living more expensively than me, which just blows my mind. So cut back your expenses. Take things out that you know you don't need. I'm just going to say this one because this is something I'm passionate about. Cut it out with the drinking and with the smoking and with the extra stuff like that. That is so expensive and it's killing you. So, that's just like, let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone and make ourselves better. All right, the next thing, and this is really beneficial. I did an awesome coaching call with a leader named Brooke on our team, and it made her really emotional because I think a lot of you, no one's ever taught you this before. And if no one's ever taught you this before, please make sure you let me know that you want more of this financial literacy stuff. And I'll start providing more of it because I give our team a lot of financial literacy coaching when they get to that car earner level, but I think it's really something that our profession is missing, and then people are just shocked and in total awe when things don't work out the way they expect it to. So with that said, set yourself a salary. So write that down. So set yourself a salary. How much money are you going to take every month that is for you, okay? So money that is only for you. Set yourself a salary. And this doesn't have, I don't care what it is. This could be your nail money. This could be your hair money. This could be your food money. This could be whatever, especially if you're full-time, but this is also applicable if you're part-time. Because if you're not at least giving yourself some money, like maybe you're part-time, maybe it's $300 of your $4,000 check, that needs to be money that you spend on yourself that makes you happy. There needs to be money like this in your budget so that you don't start resenting your business. Are you hearing me, people? I don't know if you're hearing me, so I got quiet. Set yourself a salary. I don't want you resenting your business because you're not letting yourself have any fun. So that could be money for date nights. That could be money for restaurants. That could be money for indoor skydiving. That could be money for travel for you, right? It could be fun, okay? The next thing that I want you to take out of, I used $4,000, so I'll use this as an example. I want you to take a percentage of that towards your savings. Do you feel me on that? So if you made $4,000, take a percentage, no matter how big the check gets, and put it towards saving and investment so you can make a portfolio to increase your money, which we'll talk about in another podcast. So make sure you subscribe because I'm going to keep talking about money if you want it. So a savings percentage. All right. So all I'm asking you to do is if let's say your savings percentage is 20%. 20% of whatever you make in that network marketing check every single month needs to go towards a savings account. This is so important, okay? So you're paying yourself the salary, then you're paying yourself the savings that has to be reinvested, that has to not be spent on anything else. Then I highly suggest you take a percentage or a dollar amount, whatever works best for you, and put it towards an event budget. There are too many of you, I'm speaking to my team right now too, there are too many of you who do not have money for events because you do not budget it. You're making $1,000 in your network marketing team, company, whatever, business, opportunity, whatever you want to call it, and you're spending $995 a month on extra stuff. Ooh, I bought my husband this. Ooh, No! Put some of that, put a percentage, put $200, whatever it is, towards an event budget. Because that way, because events are the only way you're going to build in this business. I know I've said it before, I'm going to keep saying it. You have got to get yourself trained and you have got to get yourself to events. It has to be a priority. So take a percentage of that or a dollar amount as you continue to increase towards events. And yes, company events, but yes, also generic events. I'm about to go to a generic event in a little bit here. Literally today, I'm going to go down the road, go to a generic event. I went to Oprah on Saturday as well. Like, what are the things we can do to make sure we're getting ourselves to events to make our future brighter? You need to set apart some of your money from your monthly pay into that event budget. And then the rest of it, pay off your debt if you have debt, okay? Pay off the rest of your debt. And if you don't have debt, I would say put all that stuff into savings. Like, just start investing, okay? And if you do have a full-time job, this is a great tip. Somebody said to me probably 8 years ago, I didn't even have a full-time job, but they said they do not quit their full-time job, and every single penny they make in their network marketing business after they pay taxes is used for their investment portfolio for their future. I think that is a great idea. I think that's an awesome way to build an investment portfolio. I think that's an awesome way to get real estate properties if you're into real estate. Awesome way to buy traditional businesses. Awesome way to get into money trading. Awesome way to do whatever. And just a quick investment tip, invest in things you understand. You're going to be a lot more passionate and a lot more successful when you do that. Now, get yourself prepared for taxes, all right? Now, first and foremost, make sure you're buying, this is weird that I say this, but find a way to buy that biggest package with your company, any company, because it's 100% tax write-off. Holy moly, okay? Write that off as a tax write-off. Write everything off as a tax write-off. I want you to make sure you realize that giveaways for your teams, which you should be giving them stuff anyway, are a tax write-off. Everything you do, every trip you take is a tax write-off. Every time you buy a computer or a camera or a microphone or a swag or do an event or whatever, they're all tax write-offs. So those of you who did not go to your company's events last year, I'm so sorry your taxes are higher because nobody told you that they're tax write-offs. That hotel is a tax write-off. That ticket is a tax write-off. That airplane ticket is a tax write-off. Everything you buy at the event is a tax write-off. So prepare your cell phone is a tax write-off. Your internet is a tax write-off. Part of your house, if you have a home office, is a tax write-off. All of these things are tax write-offs. So I'm really apologetic that I haven't done this podcast sooner. And I actually did Google. There's nothing on the internet about this. These are literally Jessie Lee notes I am giving you, trying to help you guys out. And the last thing I'll just say is, in general, please trust your intuition when it comes to this. Trust your intuition when it comes to money. Trust your intuition when it comes to businesses. Trust your intuition when it comes to your upline, your support line, whatever you want to call it. Trust your intuition when it comes to recruiting people. Trust your intuition on everything. But I'm telling you, this is how I have ran my business for 9 years, and it has absolutely paid off. I do not have debt. I have tremendous investments. I have a crazy investment portfolio. I'm a multiple 7-figure a year earner, and I live like I make $100,000 a year. Like, I want you guys to have the life of your dreams, and the only way you're going to do that is if you do this, and if you teach your teams to do the same thing. So if you have not already shared this with your team, shame on you. Like, I have nothing else to say except for shame on you right now. This is something that everybody in this profession needs. This should be my most listened to podcast of everything I've recorded. So I hope you get benefits from this, and if you did, all I ask you to do is leave a 5-star review wherever you're listening to this podcast. Share this, put it on your Instagram story, put it on your Facebook story, make a post about it. I'll try to share every single one I see, and definitely respond to every single one I see. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. And my name is Jessie Lee. You can call me #BossLee or the People's Mentor. God bless you. Get your finances straight. And by the way, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not whatever, but this stuff works for me. So you can talk to whoever you want to about it, but they're all going to agree with me anyway. Peace out, guys. Love you. Hey, YouTube. It's BossLee. If you love this and you want more information on any of the stuff I just talked about, check out any of these videos. Tons of training, tons of content. Love you guys. Make sure to subscribe.